Alright, hello, my name is Michael. My in-game name is Marks713, and my Discord name is AssassinBug. I am the analyst for Team Ultimate Endeavors, and today we'll be going over a VOD for one of the games you guys played just the other day. So, in this VOD review, we'll be talking about in-depth, detailed analysis of team play and macro strategies. So that'll be a lot of, how does the team move around the map, what kind of objectives are you focusing, and things like that. We'll also look at some individual behaviors, but that's mostly positioning and who are you focusing. And I'll try to keep to a minimum sort of like laning mechanics, things like, oh, you missed a CS, or you canceled an auto attack, or did an animation cancel properly. I can't always help myself being a top lane support player. I'll sometimes look at those positions and suggest a few things, but that is not the focus of my video. Instead, we're looking at more what can the team do to improve your cohesiveness and your play. So first thing I want to say is don't feel bad about your mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes, and I might be pointing out a lot of things in the video. I'm not targeting anyone, and a lot of the mistakes I found took me a lot of pauses and rewinds to find anyways. So not everything here is obvious, and not everything is as bad as it looks or I make it sound. Besides, mistakes are just part of the learning process anyways. So don't feel bad about them. The things I'm going to point out the most are going to be things that are either, what people recommend doing is kind of like a general consensus thing. Oh, if 5 people walk at you, you probably don't want to fight them unless you have your full team. Kind of just obvious things like that is what I consider like the general consensus thing, or a very obvious example. The things that aren't so black and white are going to be like my own interpretation of what I'm seeing on the video. So that being said, I'm not always right. I will sometimes miss things. I'll sometimes give you the wrong answer, and sometimes there's even like a third option that none of us even considered. And even the general consensus could sometimes be not applicable to this particular situation, where sometimes people just get it wrong as well. So, like I said, take this sort of as recommendations only. Feel free to discuss, consider, like I said, alternatives. And yeah, please discuss this with me and with other members on the team and with other people in your community, and just find out what could we have done better, and let's talk about this and learn from it. Now the first thing, let's get into the video. The first thing I want to talk about before I actually hit the play button though is the team comps. And I'm not so interested in what champions did you choose to bring, more so than I am interested in what are our win conditions. Specifically, when you open up the loading screen, you're about to get into game, what you should be talking about is the following questions. How do we win? How do they win? Who needs the most resources on our team? And who's kind of like the support cast? So who's going to peel, block, zone, and otherwise help the quote-unquote carries do their job? So let's get into it. How do we win? So our team over here on blue side, I like to look at the AD carry first. It's just a point of reference for me, and I recommend using it. The AD carry kind of spells out the comp, I think. The AD carry here likes to, has a long range, has a lot of poke, a lot of early damage, and actually a pretty strong mid-game spike. Specifically, though, she likes to lay down trap lines and use her long range to poke people in the turret, and also whittle down the turrets themselves. That's called sieging, as I'm sure you're well aware. Caitlyn wants to siege down these turrets. She has a pretty good support cast for this. Zoe has long-range abilities that can also help poke under turret and even auto-attack the turret. Morgana's ranged as well, and there's a lot of protections for these two squishies. You have the Shen protections, and you have Morgana Black Shield. Now, the other thing you have, besides just a front line to kind of zone and keep your squishies safe, you also have the Xin Zhao pick, which I know there's a little bit of discussion whether or not there are better junglers for what this comp is trying to do. But I actually like the Xin Zhao here. Or at least I don't think it's as bad as you guys might think it is. This is patch 8.2, so maybe he's not top of the tier list. But what Xin Zhao brings to the table in this particular comp, that ultimate is really good disengage for anyone who tries to engage on you. So that, I think, is really good for keeping your carries and your supports safe. Now, let's look at the other team. The other team's win condition here, let's look at the AD carry first. Tristana is going to want to scale. She's going to do a lot of damage in the late game. She's going to actually outclass probably Caitlyn come late game, especially with that attack speed steroid in her Q. And she's going to be building crit anyways. But she also has good disengage and things like that to keep herself safe. So you also have Vel'Koz here, who will be very good burst damage and AoE damage. And more importantly, you have these big beefcakes here who are going to be frontlining and offering a lot of CC and team fight disruption to try to keep their squishies safe. So this comp is a team fighting comp, and they've got plenty of engage between the Sion, the Zac. They even have a little bit of pick between those same engages and Thresh. And well, everybody actually has a lot of CC or mobility and things that can kind of catch you off guard. But the point is, these guys want to fight you 5-on-5. You are going to either want to look for a pick, and you're definitely going to want to siege down turrets. It's probably the best way to go about this. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get to the video. That map will come back later. And pause this. And skip ahead a little bit. Run out of found, we're going to run down to mid lane. Or up river, rather. The first thing you're going to see is we have an invade going on. Our team's going to sneak around the back here. Vel'Koz is going to shoot off some skill shots, then you can see they're going to run right into you. Caitlyn's going to flash, and Zoe's actually going to heal. And the unfortunate thing about that is all that is relatively preventable. So I'm going to show you something. Switch to my blue crayon. Nah, do red first. Alright, so the invade happened like this. Wrapped around and came in here. That was the path they took. When high elo teams come to the playing field, a lot of times what they'll do is they'll enter into what's called a defensive spread. They'll put their champions at each of the different entrances here. So they'll put the ADCs usually here, the support is over here somewhere. Mid lane, kind of just pushing up in mid lane, trying to get vision of the enemy mid laner and make sure no one can enter these side brushes here. Then you have the jungler and the top laners either in this bush or over here somewhere. But the idea behind this is that it prevents all of these entrances. And obviously this gank route here. Or invade route, sorry. And so that's very important. If we have the ADC or the support, it doesn't really matter. If we have someone here, you can see the three of them coming. And since you're in the bush, you'll be able to react to them approaching faster than they can react to you. Unless they just blind guess that you're in the bush and happen to hit you with a skill shot, but they didn't even try that. The point is, you'll see them coming and you can react appropriately, and you won't be running to them accidentally over here by red buff. And you can save your flash and your mid laner's heal. And that flash is actually going to come up a bit later. Now the other thing I want to talk about is you can kind of look at a comp and sometimes predict if they're going to invade or if your team is invadable. Now, Thresh did point Q. You didn't know that, but Thresh can point Q and is very strong on invades, even if he has E. Very good CC lockdown. And you have Vel'Koz who's Q, good CC and good damage early. Zac has two different abilities he can point that brings a lot of CC. And Sion actually does a lot of damage and has CC if he points Q, which he often does. So their comp, even though it's not like a Blitzcrank or a Braum comp, something that's like kind of spells that they're going to invade, they still have a pretty good invade. Our team, however, not a whole lot of early game damage. Most of these champions do a little bit better around level 3 when they get access to all their abilities, or even level 6. And Morgana's strong early. But the unfortunate thing here, if I could switch back, oops, my mouse, if we go clear that off my screen. Why is that not working? Sorry about that. There we go. If we go look at, that's not Morgana. There's Morgana, sorry about that. She actually pointed Black Shield before that, it's not Black Shield, she pointed W before that invade ever happened. If she did wait to point her abilities, she actually could have pointed Black Shield to give Caitlyn some protections, or point Dark Blinding to try to stop someone, would have been a little bit more helpful of an ability to help prevent this invade. So just wait on picking your first point until you see what the enemy team's doing, or until you need it, like you're going to leash your jungler, or you finally get to lane, you want to throw a skill shot. So just wait to point that ability until you use it. And this is not just for support, this is for everybody. But Morgana provides a good example, because W is not going to do much into the enemy team at level 1 other than proc Frostfang really well. It's not going to do a whole lot for stopping engage or protecting your AD carry. So this is a good example of that. And like I said, this Caitlyn flash is actually going to play a big role later on. So I'm going to go ahead and keep it going. I'm going to fast forward in directed cam here. And everyone's going to go back to lanes and start farming, which is fine. I forgot to mention that invade actually went pretty okay for you guys, given how bad it could have been. You guys didn't lose first blood, and you only lost 2 summoners. Like I said, the Caitlyn flash is kind of going to be a big deal in a little bit, but it's not the end of the world. You guys can get past this. Now you did notice Xin Zhao did take a scuttler in top lane. And he is now full redemption down there. Gonna, oops, wrong way. Gank up here top lane. This is great. You guys got first blood. Shen's actually gonna go down here. It's unfortunate. But even for a 1-for-1, you guys got first blood, so that's a worth trade. Oops. Why did that happen? And TP is going to come in. Zhao's going to get the kill and flash away. Alright, so that went pretty well. It's kind of unfortunate that Shen died. Like I said, it was still worth it. You guys got the double kill, so it's even more worth it. I think Shen could have lived if he used flash for sure. He would have lived. The other thing he could have done, I thought about, a little bit nitpicky, but I definitely would have done this if I was in the same situation. I would not have thought of this. But Shen had his passive up, his shielding passive, so if you press Q and just sit on that for just a moment before activating W, you can actually tank some damage with that shield and then dodge the auto attacks with the W. And that might have been enough. But either way, just burn flash, just keep yourself alive. Not a big deal though, that's really nitpicky. You still come ahead in the favorable trade there, and it works out really well. So I'm going to go ahead, resume this, and the next thing we're looking for is in bot lane. Hopefully I hit the right buttons this time. Oops, that's the wrong one. So Caitlyn's here, shoving in the wave. Oops. I want you to see that this is the cannon wave. She just cleared the opposing cannon wave. Her cannon wave is about to crash into turret. This is very good for her because if this wave goes in, the enemy team can't push it back out if Caitlyn chooses to recall here. I recommend she does recall here, because if you look at the gold graph, she actually has enough for BF Sword. By the time she gets back to base, she'll probably have enough for that 1 potion. I can understand wanting to stay. You probably want the extra couple potions, or whatever. I'm just saying this is a pretty choice place to actually go back to base. Now, we see that Caitlyn actually chooses to stay. She's going to put a ward down here. And that's great. Ward your flanks. And Zac can also come around back and gank you like a traditional jungler. But he's also not a traditional jungler. Here's Zac. And he gets behind the AD carry, CCs her. AD carry doesn't have flash because of the invade. And Caitlyn's going to die. And that's unfortunate. Morgana gets a kill here. It's a great turnaround, by the way. At least he gets something for that. But when you have Zac in the game, you gotta position in a way that respects what Zac can do as a champion. So, is my shortcut gonna work? No. Okay. Go away. Ah. So, Zac's range, he's gonna jump over this wall up here. He's gonna probably want to land somewhere over here. It's probably about where his max range is, something like that. So just stand over here somewhere. He can't hit you with the knock up, and he certainly won't get behind you if this happens. And he'll be forced to use his Q on you. Of course, Morgana has Black Shield, and life should be good if you just follow that. So, whatever. That's unfortunate. Not the end of the world, but things happen. Alright, cool. Go back in. Direct the camera. We're going to skip ahead a little bit. Alright, so Morgana's going to recall there. Now Caitlyn's in lane. She's going to farm, and that's totally alright. In a moment, we're going to go back to Morgana. Here's the enemy bot lane. And I want you to look where Caitlyn is positioning. She's on the left side of the minion wave, kind of standing right in front of the Thresh. There's the Thresh hook. Notice where her allies are. Jungler's up here. Morgana's way back here. They're going to offer no protections whatsoever, no support. This is a 2v1, you just got Thresh hooked. You gotta stand behind the minion line or just stay out of their range entirely. Now the interesting thing about this play is it'd be a really cool like 3D chess set play if it was actually like set up as a bait. So here comes the Shen ulti. Morgana arrives, and Chao arrives, and here's the Zoe teleport. I'm actually doing a bad job with the camera work, sorry about that. Alright, so really good turnaround onto the Thresh to get a kill for that. So that actually works in your favor. You have to burn a lot of cooldowns, but that's not a big deal. You get the turnaround. I would call that worth. You know, it's kind of interesting though, because listening to you guys in comms, I had the chance to do that while you guys were playing this game. You guys did not set that up as a bait play, which is understandable. But you guys didn't even like communicate really as the play was happening. There was no like cry for help. There's no, oh hey, I have Shen ult, I'm coming in. Zoe, I didn't even realize Zoe had TP. Well, like, yeah, she changed her summoner with Spellbook. But there really was not a whole lot of, hey guys, this is what we're doing, this is where we're focusing, focus Thresh. It just kind of worked out. So that's really good. That shows that you guys think the same way, at least at first. But just talk about these things. Just be like, hey, I'm coming in. Hey, I have Shen ulti for you. Hey, like, let's focus the Thresh. You know, those sort of things would have done the same play. And actually, as we'll see in the future, it's going to help out a lot of other plays if you just communicate these things. But this play just happened to work out really well, despite the Caitlyn positioning. Or actually, because of the Caitlyn positioning, this all worked out. But this is a really interesting play, and I'm glad you guys were able to turn it around, because it's actually a really cool play. And then we're going to actually go up to Drake here. We just took Thresh off the map, and Tristana is under turret farming. So here's the thing. That's an unfortunate smite. Mid laner could have zoned that off. It's not a big deal. It's not important, Drake. But you guys do get to punish well. You guys are actually going to hand over the kill, which is great. That's recognizing who in your team needs the most gold and playing to your strengths. But yeah, like I said, the mid laner could zone, and you would have kept that Drake even with the miss smite. But that's okay. Alright, next thing we're going to do is we're going to run up to mid lane here. So you didn't see it just now. In fact, I forgot to show it on camera. But Sion actually entered this tri-bush here and backed. Now, here's the Zac engage. And you get the flash. That's all fine and dandy. I'm going to stop changing on my camera. Like I said, Sion entered this brush, and Shen did not have a ward in that a moment ago. So he didn't actually see Sion back. Sion, for all you know, was going onto this river, and he could have ulted straight down here. It would have been a tricky angle, but point is he could have been here to help against this dive. So that's not respecting the Zac engage over the wall, and not respecting the Sion potentially being there to help Now it did work out for you guys. You guys did force the flash. I'm just saying, be careful of those things, because another team might punish this. You get away with it lucky this time. And the thing is, you didn't really get a whole lot for it. Like, yeah, you got the Zac flash, but that's because of his own engage. If he didn't engage, you just get, a little bit of chip damage on the turret. I think it was just more risky than what you actually got. But, hey, that's alright. Back in play. And looks like we're gonna go to 9:30. Let's speed it up. Sorry. Still getting used to the controls. Oh, wrong one. Come on, Michael. Alright, there's Sion. We're gonna watch him for a little bit. Good pick. Good roam from mid lane. You guys actually get the kill because of Red Smite. That's great. That was actually a really good pick. Good Mia pings. Good just knowing where the mid laner is, knowing where the jungler is. Just a good job, honestly. I like that. Now, Xin Chao's flash is back up. We're gonna hit the right buttons this time. That is not the right button. Yeah, flash out of the Raptor Pit. Die of the Vel'Koz. You can actually keep auto-attacking here. I believe it doesn't wake him up. Only Zoe wakes him up, not Xin Chao. And so that was just a really good gank on a champion that did not have Smite. Alright, now we're going to see an all-in on bot lane. And we're going to see pretty much the same play that we just watched. So this is deja vu. 5-man bot lane. Good collapse. And yeah. So this is really good. I like what you guys did here. Then you make the choice to actually push up and attack the turret. And it's kind of unfortunate. Sion's actually going to get the first turret gold here because he was hammering turret when Shen first teleported down before. Yeah, there's the turret. Now here's the thing I don't like. You guys choose to back off. I think if your guys are grouped as a 5-man and you see 2 people mid and 1 person top, just keep pushing. Make them respond to you. Take another turret. You're going to be able to knock down that turret before Sion knocks down another. But instead, you guys kind of split, go to pick up your farm. Shen's going to be a little bit late getting the top lane, so he's going to miss out on a lot of that farm. I think he only gets like 2 CS or so. And then Zhao gets a blue buff steal. I don't know what that was about. He executed. Whatever. Yeah, what's interesting here is you put Caitlyn in the top lane. So lane swapping is a great strategy. Put the AD carry in the lane that still has the turret. It's safer. Well, it's actually not safe for AD carry because she lost her turret, but normally you'd still have your turret. It'd be safer. And you can just hammer down that turret top lane. Now notice the support is not with her. And there's no ward line at all behind her. So it's a little bit dangerous. Everyone's mid right now, though, so it's fine. You don't know where Zac is, so I think that's risky, but whatever. This works out for the time being. Right, and then you see Sion. Actually, I want to show this real quick. See if I can. Wrong. Alright, so this is blue team vision. Watch Sion. Oh, eventually, I think I clicked on the wrong point. You can see him. Yeah, I'm a little bit farther back than I thought I was. So you guys see people on Dragon. Oh, that's right, I forgot that happened. Whatever, that's... Vel'Koz going for a play, and Zoe reacted to it very well. Trade a flash, which is a losing trade for the immobile mid laner of Vel'Koz. And you see Sion actually just deliberately walk up towards top lane. So there should be a Mia ping right here or something going on in chat. But Sion's actually going to go top and harass Caitlyn and actually force her to blow summoners. Volkaz is actually starting to roam up there too. So that's where this whole thing gets kind of finicky. So here we see Caitlyn doing her best, just kind of kite it out. Once again, if the support's with her, she's not in any danger. If you guys call the Mia, she backs off before any of this ever happens. If you guys had a ward line, she can make that decision for herself. Now this is the part I don't understand. So we just traded. I think Xin Zhao was trying to go up to try to help the Caitlyn, but he walked right through a bush that's owned by the enemy. He saw the enemy walking in and out of it just moments before, and so you end up with this trade: support for jungler, and there's even more assists going over to the enemy team. The other thing I want to point out, if I can back up a little bit, probably about 30 seconds is enough. Maybe 30 seconds is too much. But before all this stuff starts, Zoe's going to be You guys are pushing up aggressively. Okay, after that play, Zoe's pushing up aggressively. Xin Zhao is going to eventually face check this push, and Zoe wants to back because she doesn't have mana. Yeah, I don't know why you're there. I don't know why you go in on that. And that's just a trade. So, I don't really understand that. Scroll down so I can see my notes. Right. That's everything I want to say about that. So just be aware of where your enemy is and what they control and the state of your laners. The other thing I want to point out here is that Zoe wanted to back before. She still hasn't backed. She's going to be here for the next play. Alright, so we're all group mid. Zoe wants to back. She cancels it. And now we have this 3v4 trying to wave clear protector turret in the mid lane. Shen's in bot lane. He has ulti available. Morgana gets jumped on. Burst through her black shield. She's dead. You guys get one back. Oops. So you can see their end of that. See that she doesn't die. This is a really good outplay, actually. Really well done. There's the Shen ulti. Finally gets a little bit of value there. But I think the Shen ulti going on the Morgana probably would have been just better, because then you would have had the Zac kill and you would have kept Morgana alive. And you would have just had just a little bit more pressure. Also, like I said, Zoe was so being there under turret in the first place was like really dangerous. It just happened to work out really favorably because of mechanical outplay. So this is another instance of me saying, oh, something here was like more risky than, and it shouldn't have worked out, but you guys made it work out. So, like I said, obviously you guys did something, and it worked out actually favorably for you. But just keep in mind that in the future, like, this sort of stuff doesn't always work out. So just be cautious. Just think about the implications of what can happen when you do these sort of things. If they do get multiple kills here, and if you don't get any kills back, they're just going to take your turret. They were going to do that beforehand anyways, but you guys just happened to repel them, so that worked out. And, well, we'll move on. Actually, we're going to skip ahead a little bit. Good attempt on the Vel'Koz, got his barrier. He's staying around with no health. Can't really punish him, though, because of the numbers disadvantage, and like I said, you don't have anybody on the map right now because of the previous play. Alright, what I like here is now there's a call to go for Drake. Another air Drake, which is kind of unfortunate. But look where your team members position here. And pause right around here. Yeah, there's a little bit of skirmish going on in the jungle. Xin Zhao's on the Drake, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4 members creating a line here, so that no one's coming in to stop the Drake take. You know, except for maybe Zac going around the side here, or if anyone was here on mid lane. So this is actually really good zoning and some good ward control for this Drake take. This is really good. This is what I want to keep seeing for the rest of the game. Directed cam, we're going to pause that. You guys are going to get the Drake here. Now, Other thing I want to point out before we go on, there's a minion wave here in top lane. This was set up back at, what was it, 12 minutes? This is the result from the bounce back off the turret when Caitlyn was split pushing. So this wave has been here a long time, and no one's responded to it yet. And no one is, Shen honestly probably needs it. He's actually, I think, behind in gold. Yeah, Shen's still behind in gold somehow from Sion, due to his previous teleports, missing out on CS that way. And honestly, he should be going back and collecting that big wave because he is the one with the globals. What we'll see here in a second, maybe a little bit longer in a second. Oh, nice kill. Oh, I want to point this out too, but I'll continue with my previous point. Alright. Well, I got ahead of myself. Anyways, let's talk about Zoe first. Zoe's doing her thing, being cheeky. There's the teleport. This wave is already crashing the turret. You already lost most of the wave. And like I said, Shen could have backed a lot earlier. And you guys would have had that big wave for him to catch up a bit in CS. Now, I understand Zoe is the one of the champions you probably want to put your resources into. But she's burning teleport, her only global, to get here. So now she's split pushing, or at least away from the team, and will not be able to group for what ensues. But before we get into that, I want to talk about the previous, where is it? It's probably too far back. Nope, this is perfect. Caitlyn's over here by her lonesome again. She really likes split pushing. I don't get this. Here comes Zac, he's going to come in and punish this, or try to. Xin Zhao actually recognizes the situation and is going to come over and stop this. But in the meantime, Caitlyn's burning multiple summoners. And, well, actually, she gets the kill by herself. But like I said, multiple summoners. You guys actually do get the turret in mid lane. But meanwhile, your team is sieging without an ADC down here in bot lane. I don't really understand this. There's a 3-on-3. I think this is right before Zoe actually gets that cheeky little kill. Really well done, by the way. But you're just getting chip damage on this turret. Why not just group together in mid and prevent Caitlyn from burning the summoners and take that turret for free? And you can send Shen back and get bot lane. He has to teleport and stand united in case something goes wrong. Well, he doesn't stand united right now. He burnt it. Ooh, I don't know when he burnt it. I don't remember. But he has teleport. So he could have been bot lane, collecting all this farm that's going to waste. And you guys would still get mid lane turret, and you guys would have positioning then to either get Rift Herald or push for another turret if the enemy is sitting in bot lane for some reason. You have all these wards in the jungle too, so you'll see them rotate through. I guess there's a couple avenues they could get through. I'd like a ward in here somewhere. Or even if Xin Zhao just dropped a ward back here, so you can see them coming in over the wall in case Vel'Koz tries to shoot projectiles or whatever. Point is, you can see the rotation for the most part. So I think that would just be the cleaner play. Once again, works out for you guys for the time being. Direct attack, please. Alright, pushing for another turret, that's fine. Xin Zhao gets here. I wish the rest of the team was here, because then she doesn't have to back off. Or at least, it's just a little bit safer in case Thresh does something amazing. So he's still in top lane, by the way. She gets blue, that's fine. She's getting resources, that's fine. But like I said, she does not have any globals. So now, what is this? You guys just walked in to steal the blue buff. You see their entire team. Well, I guess you didn't see Zac. You see 3 members. Whatever. You see most of their team here. Yeah, that's 3 members. Let's go cause. For some reason, their models got merged. Let's see. You see 3 members here in mid lane. Zac's kind of missing, but you have an idea he's not in this jungle. But he's probably nearby. And Tristana's in bot lane. So why are you choosing the objective that lets them collapse on you? Who cares about the blue buff? Go up here. You have top lane priority. That's where your damage is. Zoe can come join you. Zoe's over here. Zoe can come walk down and join you in case a fight happens. Everyone's in mid lane. You know where Zac is, I guess. But Tristana's in bot lane. She can't get up here. So instead of making this objective take convenient for their team, make it convenient for your team. Go over here and just take the easier to get objective. Yes, it has a larger health bar. Yes, the enemy team has more time to react. But their damage, their team is not going to be in position to stop you. This is a free objective. This is not. You'll see that in just a second. So hand over the blue buff to the support, which is honestly unnecessary. And right, flash out, flash in. A little bit of miscommunication. A lot of things burnt. And this all just goes to hell in a handbasket. Here's Tristana, who is currently 0 kills and 2 deaths. She's going to pick up 2 kills here, I believe. Man. Good turnaround on Vel'Koz, by the way. At least Morgana's going to get something for this. She's been kind of the one to, like, at least she gets something for every one of these mistakes. So she's been, I guess, kind of your rock in a way. Alright, so just only got 1 kill. My mistake on that. But you just gave up 4 kills for 1 in a game that previously you were stomping. You're still ahead in this game. You still have a good chance to win this. But you need to move as a cohesive unit and like actually not give the enemy team chances to punish you. And like I said, just take the free objective. So I'm not gonna understand this next play. Zoe split pushing. Mia calls. Assume there's Mia calls. There's the Scion. Whatever. Zinzhao's clearing the wave, that's fine, because the carry's left. Here's what I don't understand. I don't know why we're challenging Raptors. We just watched the people from mid lane walk up towards Raptors. And you can get the kill on Zac. It's not a kill, he's got his passive up. So when Zoe was up here, walk back to your safety. Just beeline it back to your side of the field. I don't know what this cheeky thing at Raptors was, but obviously it got punished. And that's an ace, guys. That was 4 kills from the previous fight. You got 1 back, and Zoe died. You just gave a team that was completely out of the game 5 kills. That's rough. That's going to get them back into the game a little bit. So, that's alright. Stuff happens. And then we're going to make the call to go for the objective that I previously said, I think twice now, was kind of free. So you see Tristana top lane. Now you see everyone bot lane, and now there's a call to go to Rift Herald. A little bit delayed. You saw them bot lane for a little bit. Now we're going to do Rift Herald. Zoe's in mid lane. Zoe is in mid lane. Tristana has the shorter route to get to the team fight. Zoe has to take the long way. Now, as we see here, this is... Wait, who am I missing? Oh, Morgana's there. Just hiding. Just tank the Scion ult, Shen. You have a large health bar, but you don't want Scion hitting your backline. As I said before, this objective wasn't free. This is honestly a pretty one-sided fight for as large of a disadvantage as that team had. No, this is a really good Scion Q. That's unfortunate. But that's just another 4 kills for nothing. So, that's unfortunate. I think I've been saying unfortunate a lot. Sorry, my vocabulary is limited. Yeah. I said, just tank the Scion ult. Don't let it get to the back line. But you need to have your carries grouped. That was a 4v5 at Rift Herald, essentially. Okay, good. Sorry, skip ahead a little bit. So they're warding up your jungle. That's typically what you should be doing in a rotation. Yeah, there's a bunch of wards. Alright, here's Caitlyn. First off, Caitlyn really likes a split pushing idea with her team still being off to the side, not being able to help. You knew they were in the jungle, you saw them. You saw them place wards. So why do you walk up to... There was a Scion standing right here. Oops, backed up too far. Alright, here's Scion. You can see him now. Caitlyn's gonna come. Stand right in front of him, next to a wall that she doesn't have vision over. And there's the enemy team. I think Zoe gets a punish in here. Yeah, the Scion dies. But that's AD carry for a top laner. You don't need to do that. Just stay safe. Let them have the turret that was almost dead anyways. Oh jeez, that was a lot of damage. Let them come to you. Alright, so Xin Zhao was splitting mid. Which is another interesting thing. He's actually a good split pusher, but enemy team just chooses not to collapse on him and instead go for the dragon. So he actually has this amazing flank route here, which is really good. And you guys get the Zac. Alright. So now you have a 5v4, or it will be a 5v4 once Caitlyn gets up here and Shen has teleport or ulti. Going for the kill on Vel'Koz. That's a 2v4 if you look at the positioning. Your carry's over here, you were over here, you just jumped in on Vel'Koz who had barrier. Again, you didn't call out summoners, you didn't know Vel'Koz had barrier. And that's just another death. Now I think someone picked up the kill on Tristana. You guys lost Dragon. Shen got the turret in top lane, so you guys were stalling. That was a good idea. Let Shen stall for Shen so he can take turret and trade turret for Dragon. Fine. It's a good play. Shen stays. I don't really know why. Thresh with the Moby boots here is gonna... Yeah, there's the Mobies. It's gonna catch him. Just back off. Take the turret. That's what you came for, and then leave. Your team probably should have called out, or they did, or they didn't. I don't remember. Probably should have called out Mia's that they were heading top. You know they're going top because you're the only person on the map. Everyone just backed away from Dragon. So just back off earlier. Burn TP or ulti to get out if you need to, but back off earlier. I don't think you have to burn any of those things to get out. Just regular recall. No. Anyways, just something to keep in mind. And again, there's no warding up there, no vision line, but you knew they were going that way anyways. And there's that little engage mid. Scion here is doing something really weird. Xin Zhao's here doing something weirder. Why is he trying to wave clear? Against a lot of CC, a lot of damage. He gets hooked here. He burns ulti. He's still relatively full health, but he's going to get obliterated by the Vel'Koz. Either your team needs to get up here and work as a unit to try to clear that minion wave and save the turret and just ignore the Scion, or just back away, concede the turret, and kill the Scion. Honestly, plan A is probably a little bit better, but you get neither accomplished here, and you lose a member. So, just something to keep in mind. Just another instance of just using the right tools for the right job. Use a wave clear champion to clear the wave. Xin Zhao just sit there and be a tank, and if someone engages on your carries, ult them out, re-engage, whatever you feel you need to do in that moment. Right. So we're going to go ahead a little bit. So you guys are... Caitlyn's going down bot to clear Krugs. I don't really understand why she's down there at all. Again, she doesn't have teleport. She needs to be with her group. All your wards are around Baron, and they're kind of in a mess instead of in a line, so you're condensing your own little vision line. And here comes the Sion ult. And Zoe's going to get engaged on here. I actually want to back this up just a little bit. There's the black shield that was used on Zoe. She jumped in to proc some little bit of damage. So now it's down. Morgana, whoops. That's not the right champion. Has 1 point and a black shield. I personally like putting multiple points, maxing that black shield second. Not a big deal. But the point is, her black shield was on cooldown when that engage happened. You guys didn't respect the Sion, who you know was mid. You didn't respect Zac, who you know could just hop over a wall. And they forced the kill on Zoe, and now they're taking the 4v5. That was a god tier hook from Thresh. And now they just cleaned you guys up. And that's a 5-0 ace. They're going to take this turret, the inhibitor, and one of the Nexus turrets. Oh, and by the way, the gold only just... Nope, gold did not just reverse. I lied, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, I'm right. Yeah, the gold just reversed here. Which is bad, because I was talking about... They have a scaling comp. They want to have either a gold lead, or they just want to make it to like 40 minutes or something. They have the advantage when those things happen. Now, they actually stay too long. You guys are going to trade a couple kills, but you guys are actually going to put up a pretty good defense here. Push them out of your base and clear up the minions. I thought they were going to get the Nexus turret. They did. Okay. And they're going to get some turrets on the way out. Good cleaning up. And then you guys are going to chase. They get the turret. And watch this. As soon as Xin Zhao gets caught, that's right beforehand. Whoops. Wrong button. Darn it. Whatever. Back that up. Alright, so now, Shen's deciding to go back, go to mid lane. You'll see him ping here in a moment. And right as he made that decision, Thresh started channeling his hook. We're going to land this hook on Xin Zhao, who just got poked out by Vel'Koz. The thing is, I don't actually have a problem with Shen's decision here. The problem I have a problem with is the overextension. And while it would have worked out if you kept your tank lines there, I think the overextension is ultimately what did you guys in. So now, everyone... Xin Zhao goes down. Now there's no one protecting your carries. Shen almost dies. And yeah. Grana's actually going to have a pretty cool play coming up here. I'm sure you guys remember. So watch this. There's a redemption to stop the backs. I like that. Now, as nifty as this play is, and as close as it almost came to actually working, one, it didn't work. So it was one of those times where I was telling you guys, oh, hey, be wary of this. It worked out this time, but it didn't this time. This was kind of like a desperation play. And as cool as it was and as close as it came to working, just think for a moment on what you had to gain and what you had to lose here. So, what you have to gain, stop recalls of redemption. I think that's fine, and you can back off after doing that. Delays them. It's just annoying is really all it is. But notice ward lines. You don't know... Well, you might have known where the Zac was. I don't remember what direction he came from. He might have walked past the board. But point is, Zac's in this jungle. Sion is just about to show up in top lane. And he has TP anyways, so that's a dangerous play. And more importantly, even if you do get this double kill and get out, you can't really capitalize on it. Sure, you get a little bit of gold, but you don't get anything in terms of pressure. Now, when Morgana dies here, now you have offset death timers. Morgana's going to be dead for another 40 seconds. Their team is about to come back up. Granted, these two are probably going to go back to base, but they can keep up the pressure because now it's only about a 3v4 that's going to be keeping you in your base, and the minions are pouring into your base anyways. So their pressure is going to be unrelenting. Like I said, even if you got the double kill and lived, you can't go up and take any of these objectives. They're not yours to take. You don't have that pressure. So, oops. That's a bit of a bummer. Go find where I left off in my notes. I screwed that up a moment ago. Oh yeah, and this is also a 2.5, 3-item Trist, so she's fully flying now. Okay, sorry about that. Back to the game. So it's a really weird Caitlyn interaction that happens. You guys are gonna clear out some wards in your jungle, place a few. Sion's setting up top lane. You guys are going to respond to mid. So I don't know why Xin Zhao's collecting the mid lane wave. I think Shen should be taken out with TP or give it to one of the carries because you guys are kind of collapsed in anyways. I missed the thing I wanted to talk about. It wasn't a big deal. But just be careful on the Dragon Steel attempts. You didn't have any backup. You did have to... Well, I don't think you had to, but you burnt Ghost. I can't really critique a Steel attempt, though. Nothing bad happened. Nothing bad was really going to happen. But if someone could just be there to back you up, I think it's safer. Yeah, so this... Let's watch this fight first, and then I'll show you guys some interesting things that happened in this fight. Alright, so Xin Zhao is zoning off in the top here. Tristana hopped over the wall, and you guys cleaned up the Tristana, the Zac, and traded Xin Zhao. That's fine. But you guys are keeping this fight going. There's the thresh hook. Alright, ADC's dead. Jungler's dead. This is not a DPS mid laner who's low health anyways. Well, now because of the extra Zoe harass. They cannot take Baron. That's what they came up here to do, and this is what you came up here to prevent. You got the job done. So why are you still here? Mid lane. Minions are pouring in. They've been pouring in for a while. You saw them marching down mid for quite some time there. This was not fast push. This was a little bit of a slow push build-up. And now you guys continue to fight. Caitlyn is over here, fighting on her side. And she's not near Morgana, so there's no Black Shield coming for her. There's no Zoe who's gonna... Well, I guess she can put out some damage, but these are tanks. They're not gonna die before they kill Caitlyn here. So I'll show you that. Sorry, I'm going out of order here. I actually want to show you something else. So they bait the Shen ult, and they're both gonna die. Now you have another chance to turn around. You go for the kill on Vel'Koz, and this is going to be the ace, and this is going to be game. Right, and they're going to take game. Now I want to back up. I said I wanted to show you something in this fight, so I'm going to show you. I'm going to turn on red field of view. So you see them all gathered here. You see the mid lane is building up. No one's going to push that. Sion's going to be in top lane. He has teleport. He does not have ulti. He's using ulti right now. The point is, he'll be ready for this fight in just a second. They have a ward. You guys are going to clear that. There's the blind hook. That's fine. Shoot, I missed what I want to show you. Well, first things first, Zoe interaction. I don't know why this is. I actually didn't notice this until like the 100th time I reviewed this. But when Tristana put the bomb and the auto attack on Zoe, they got a little bit of vision. So Zac actually knows where he's going to hit. In just a moment prior, and I wanted to show this, and I did a bad job of it. Whoops. Sorry, camera. Alright, watch this. Caitlyn auto attacks the ward. Now they know where the carries are. They know where the carries are, and Zac's going to be in position here in a moment. And like I said, the Tristana is going to reveal Zoe again. Oh, I guess they saw Caitlyn anyways. Whatever, I just thought it was a cool interaction for ward. It gives vision of things around you, not just you, when you attack it. Anyways, this fight starts off really well. Tristana jumps over the wall, which I actually thought that was really cool, but she just happens to get deleted by Zoe. And like I said, you guys won the fight here. Let me switch it back to regular field view. Traded jungler for their jungler and their ADC. Baron cannot be taken. You guys should just back off. It's safe. You guys did what you need to do when you came up here, and that would have worked out really well. Now you know how this fight goes. Caitlyn gets hooked. No Black Shield for her. Shen ulti. That only gets him killed. Caitlyn dies anyways. She kill. I keep saying cheeky, just because it's Zoe doesn't make it cheeky. Cool little kill from Zoe to kill the Vel'Koz, but this is game. Sion can take the base. He can't take Baron, but he can take the base. And that's all because of that minion wave you guys let stack up. But that's alright. Losses happen, and we all make mistakes. It's alright. But I just wanted to talk about those things in detail so you guys could see what happened and maybe have an idea for what we could have done wrong. Sorry if I sounded a little bit more critiquey than even I kind of planned for. I didn't spew out as many compliments as I meant to. I think I even kind of criticized your good plays a little bit too much. Apologies on that. That's not who I am as a person. It's just kind of how it comes out when I talk. Apologize for that. Just some closing remarks now. If you get 3 take-home messages from this game, though, I want you to realize these things. Attack the easiest objective. This does not mean the thing with the lowest health bar, the thing that's necessarily closest to you. This means easiest given the position of the enemies, your own power spikes, and your own positioning. So, force plays that are 5v4 in your favor. Don't let the enemies get these plays that you set up that are 4v5 in their favor. There's no reason to do that. So go ahead and take the neutral objective. Is a little bit shallower than stealing a blue buff, especially when the enemy team's all around blue buff, and things like that. Take home number 2, use the right tools for the job. If you want to split push, send someone with teleport to split push. So if Zoe kept her teleport, fine. If she has a teleport on W, which I'm not even sure if she can do that. I'm not familiar with Zoe mechanics. That's fine. Caitlyn should not be split pushing unless your team is like all in mid lane and ready to collapse if some big fight happens in top lane. Jungler should be nearby and support should be nearby the ADC anyways. And Chen has 2 globals. Use them. Let him do the split pushing and let him get to the fights when need be. And also, when you siege, try to siege with your AD carry. You can just do more damage that way. And it's just safer if a fight does break out in case Xin Zhao can't disengage for you guys. Or I guess you have multiple forms of engage, or disengage. Just have your ADC when you're chipping away at turrets. That's what Caitlyn's built to do. And the third thing, I've been harping on this the whole day when I was talking to you guys when this game was going on, but just communicate. Call out your TPs. Call out when you're going to go split pushing. Call out when you're going to go cover mid lane siege minions. Say, hey, I'm looking for an engage. Hey, don't look for an engage. Back up. Retreat. Help. You know, just shouting help sometimes lets someone know that, all right, we need to use Shen ulti. Hey, we need to all pile in and get this team fight or get this guy out of here or whatever. You could also say something like, okay, I'm okay. You know, so... You know, I know that instance around blue buff when Xin Zhao flashes over the wall, tries to disengage the Morgana, who had, at the exact same moment, flashed out. Now, that's kind of unfortunate. I don't know if calling out would have necessarily prevented that particular case, but in general, you can kind of figure out who's going to use flash to get out and who's going to use something to get in to try to save the person. It just helps a little bit if you communicate those sort of things. And yeah, talk about your summoners, talk about your ults, talk about TPs, shields, item actives. Say when they're available. Say when they're not available. Just let your team know that you have these tools available and that you have their back. Or that they have your back. You know, these sort of things. So those are my take-home messages. Attack the easiest objective. Use the right tools for the right job. Communicate. 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 Alright guys. This is fun. Sorry this is kind of a rough video. I know my mic isn't the best. It's my first time doing this video and it's kind of sloppy. But I hope it worked out well, and I hope you guys learned something from this video. And I'll be looking forward to doing this in the future. Hope everything goes well, and please feel free to talk to me about this game or just come and chat and hang out. I'll try to appear a little bit more. I know I'm kind of distant myself, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed. And, oops, that's it. Have a good one. See you next time.